was. I should put some cloves in there next time. See how that goes.
Like clove cigarettes?
Yeah, the jar on blacks, baby. Let's go. Oh man, those were disgusting. But great, but disgusting.
Great, but disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, hello out there, everybody, and welcome to Lost Lore
live.
Academia.
Clove cigarettes.
Oh no.
My name is Philip, and I am Long Lost Lore, and surrounding me are our wonderful players. Say, class is in session, players.
Class is in session, players.
Ditto.
Oh.
We had 2 abstentions there, but 1 dittoed it at the end. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Good. I'm ready to learn.
Well, that's a great...
I think today we should just go to normal.
Because Doug
class.
is never here to learn.
Yeah,
Seriously, he's
Yeah.
not
Never
the
once.
learner.
Honestly, that's concerning, Doug.
I love the idea that Doug
Yeah.
is here. Yeah, this is that Doug is like, let's do some learning. I don't want to hook up with the characters anymore.
Well, I mean,
That happened. I'd assume he's like the next Aeneas. Like some other character has now taken over Doug and switched.
Yeah.
And now we got 2 of these weirdos to worry about.
look, there's a hot tub now. Spend a lot of time there.
And you can. Oh, and there is a hot tub now, so I will.
Hot tub time machine.
Let me give a bit of information about sort of some events that have happened in the past few
In the
weeks.
hot tub?
Well, I can go through what's happened in the hot tub, but the problem with these voluptuans is it's very repetitive. They think that it's always interesting, but it gets old quick.
But it didn't get clean.
Philip, I would like for you to speak for yourself on that one.
As far as the cleaning of it, I don't. Well, there are magicians there. They probably have prestidigitation, but it probably takes a few.
This is what all this studying, practicing magic has been for this week, is to make the hot tub clean.
Clean the hot
It's a
tub?
self-cleaning hot tub. That's what they've been doing.
We still failed.
So yes, to that point.
Callie's never getting in.
To that point, my friends and colleagues and neighbors and enthusiasts in gaming, I am going to actually. I forgot to open a spaceship advent calendar on Sunday when we literally did a Star Wars game, so that was a mistake. I guess I should open one now since there are space characters here, but I also forgot to grab that because guys, I've been all over the place. It's a lot. Talk amongst yourselves. Someone say something funny.
I would just like to shout out that. So up until Saturday, I didn't give a flying fuck about professional soccer, and now St. Louis has a professional soccer team, and we went to Austin, and we won our first game in a very tough away stadium. So now I am all about soccer, baby.
Are you in St. Louis?
Wait,
No, I'm in LA, but I'm from St. Louis.
wait. So that is it's a funny joke that soccer's cool. That is very funny. Good job.
Sure.
Let's open this friend.
Yay.
We are on. Gosh, guys, there's only 2 left. 23 and then 24 is the end. What is in box 23? Philip asked. The answer. Ooh. Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Look at that. There's 2 things in it. Holy smokes. Okay, guys, these are actually, we got some bold dice. The first, this is absurd and I love it. I'm gonna have to actually hold this real close. So this is look, the difference.
That a palm?
It's a coin. It's like a flip a coin, but the difference is so small. So it's basically kind of like in like a vector, like falling into like a vector neon sort of thing. So one side is 1, and the other side is 2.
Oh, that's terrible.
So it's like you flip it and you're like, all right, here we go. It's 2. Yeah. Then this, isn't that crazy? We have, this is my first of these. We have like an oblong, irregularly shaped die.
Is that just like a weird D6? Or
It is, yes, it
D8?
is a
Looks like there's a b-boy on
It's
it.
a 6-sided die, but basic here. Let me try to do it in sequence. It's someone falling and getting
no.
further and further away from you
Oh, that's correct. That's clever.
before the rest is silence.
or what if he's getting closer to you and he's falling on top of you?
That is true.
That is also
So this
good.
is clear size, and this is
Yeah.
man imminent.
Like, oh, what's that in the sky? Oh, no, he's on
Would you
top
like
of
to
me
make
and
the
we're both dead.
inaugural roll with us?
No.
I would, please.
Oh, and it opens with the empty void. This is a really cool die. I'm really excited about this. So what a fun calendar. Only one box left. That's what she said. I don't know. Guys, it has really been a week.
And it's only Monday, baby.
Yeah, we had a lot of, last week, we really did have a lot of inappropriate comments on account of...
being horny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess... is it even from people being horny, or is it just people talking about insane things? You know?
I mean, for me, it's both.
Both. Yeah,
That's fair.
naturally
All right.
both.
So yeah, basically, in the past couple of weeks, we did have Medina did leave the group. We had learned that Professor Davies is actually a Aeneas, but some shape has been forming here for the team. So, we last week something rather three momentous things. First of all, the sexy book fair ended. And the group won themselves a sexy surprise in the form of a 6-person hot tub, although more can crowd in, that is located up on the cantilevered balcony of Course Court. This hot tub is special because if you spend your time in it, you actually regain power at a faster rate. So if you're ever in a circumstance where you've lost all your power, you can kind of go in there for like a faster recharge. It's kind of cool. Obviously,
you have to be in there with someone else for it to recharge you.
Maybe it does. No. You know what? At Felicia, they're comfortable with solo sessions as well. So yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. There's jets in there. It's a great time for anybody. So the point is, the hot tub is there, but we did bring in some more sexy characters. I think actually, I know that Felicia, you were going for them a while back, but I will formally introduce you to the hunk and the hottie. And that's right. You want a rear view?
Those
There
are
you go.
backsides, yeah.
Oh no.
Wow.
They're,
I love them.
And between the two of them, and also her leg falls off all the time. It's not a big problem.
It's a problem.
Oh no.
Between the two of them and sexy AM/FM radio alarm, they're all from Voluptua, and they're all here to they're not here to make friends, except you mean a certain kind of friends, in which case they're here to make as many of those as they can. But we, in addition to that, because of the classy minds and conversations of our players on this channel, we also uncovered... I really don't want to have to say it's because she's a MILF, but that is the reason why, because they said, can we have a MILF? And I was like, I guess so. So I gave them...
I asked if it was a MILF.
No, you said, can the prize be a MILF?
I think Philip said that.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe.
Point being, La Trovadora is here. Apparently, La Trovadora is considered a MILF, but I mean, I think it's a state of mind. I don't know if she has any...
We decided that,
I
like...
think she's hot. She looks hot.
Oh, she's very
We
hot.
decided that in the live-action movie, she'd be played by Penelope Cruz.
I think I'm sticking with Adria
That's
Arjona.
fair.
What's her name?
Adria Arjona. She Bix from Andor. That's what I was picturing for that character for the whole thing. I'm sticking with her. That's when we consider her a MILF. I don't care.
But she's only 30.
That's fine. I don't care. Dan,
That is true MILF erasure.
Also, Dan, based on things you guys don't formally know about about that character, she might be much older than she looks. About the Mistwalkers, but we don't have to get into that.
That's fair.
So it's Adria Arjona. We're sticking with it, but she appeared as well. So MILFs all around. But she is notably a lore master. So, a big deal was we finally got Mandy the Mouth. Interestingly, not a sexy character. It's because she talks a lot.
Don't tell me what to find sexy.
That's fine. You're absolutely fine. She is from Here Be Dragons, and she showed up, and she started explaining how her rule is, I tell everybody everything. So she'll tell you anything, but then she'll tell everybody that you asked. She's like a public Google search.
She also makes a lot of assumptions.
She also makes a lot of assumptions. Which means she makes an ass out of you in umptions. But one other character did show up, and this was a thing that was probably a bigger deal. Well, it was a pretty big deal to DJ3, and was an anti-big deal, a negative deal to Connor. But to a lot of our viewers, it was a huge deal that we finally have met the Baronet Elbrand Brunt He
Such
is
a good
here.
guy.
He is the nicest guy in the world. He is just so handsome.
Wow.
No, Philip, he is the nicest
Guy
droid
in
the world.
No,
He is the nicest droid in the world. So
droid
he
in the world.
and so he is basically he is a droid. That is a tag you guys knew he had. And interestingly, Connor immediately asked him about it and learned something interesting, which when I informed Lauren of this last night, she was actually scandalized.
What?
When you said, so like, can you eat? And he said, oh well, yes. As a matter of fact, I can process food, and we put it into a sort of place to just he's aware he's a droid, and Lauren was very upset by that. So the point is that was Lauren's character's boyfriend in our Star Wars game.
Oh, yeah, that's upsetting.
After she broke it up with Dan. So
Look,
for being the deadbeat dad.
what? Hey, I was working to provide food for my family.
the greatest thing of Train being a deadbeat dad is when we decided where it was like you haven't been. It's been a while since you've been to Alsaken. Like, you haven't been to Alsaken in a while. Like, to see the kids. They're like, well, okay. Like, you actually were here. Like there was a time you were here, but there was just no time for you to stop. Okay, for like the 3 or 4 times you've been here in the past year, there was just no time for you to see the kids. And that's where I was like,
I was working to help pay for stuff for them.
yep. Working, and his ship was called the Count's Vigor. And
It was the
referred
best
to-
one I could buy for my business.
And had a lot of erotic artwork on it. He's a classic.
It came like that.
It did come like that. That's true. And he came like that too a couple times in say no. So the point being, you guys gathered many characters, but most importantly were that you had one lore master from every setting that you currently have characters from, and this led to a great influx of understanding. The lore masters basically recognize some connections between some of the settings. It seems Blue Moon is very connected to Here Be Dragons. It seems that Top Flight and Blood from a Stone share a deep similarity. And they also sort of went through and kind of classified there are Type A settings, which are based around the arcane, Type G settings based around galactic matters, Type I settings, which have all the different settings in them, they're Type Infinite, and Type M, which is Murder by Murder, which is just mundane. There's nothing sort of... So there's different types of settings that have some shared rules. Like, all the Type A settings seem to have, like, the same elves and some of the same spells, and magic roughly works similar, though there's little differences. But as you guys sort of did this... oh, and Callie had a big revelation specifically about Grey in the Dark that she didn't care about, but that some of the Grey in the Dark people cared about, so we had that happen. But... as you guys did this, you sort of got to thinking of ways that you could use this information, and a lot of conversation happened about the sort of nature of that purple place in the dreams. And actually, Nova, something you discovered, I had people remember, which is that this very coarse court you're in seemed to have first been made of purple material as well. There was some kind of like, and then it formed into this more solid-looking space. You also determined that you could actually bring Tree Ship. You can, like, park Tree Ship outside, but it can't go anywhere. Like, space seems to end. It just kind of, like, stops about 100 feet or so from the house. So that was a big revelation. But the group had some conversations about, like, what they might want to do next. Kind of focus in, now that you've got all this information, let's figure out sort of some things. So 2 very connected goals were made. One would be to either bring all of the lore masters to the purple place, riding along in your brains, or to in some other way access the purple place using teleportation magic and all those other sort of mystical abilities to head through. There was some talk, actually, it was Ygric the Horrible, the little frog toad guy. He was sort of explaining a fair bit about just a little frog. He was explaining a fair bit about how, like, dream circles work and some things like this, and I think there was some useful insights from that as well. There was a theory that perhaps while other people have to use more complex spells or find these kind of mystical dream circles to enter the dreamlands, you guys seem to have an elevator that can periodically take you there for free. So that's kind of a, it's a feature, certainly. So, With that in mind, a week has passed, and several of you, in fact, we'll say all of you just for the purpose of whatever, because I still don't know if all the people who are our viewers and support the activity. I'm not sure if that's other people who are the folklore studies department, or if that's just you player characters doing more stuff because of more people interacting. I haven't figured that out abstractly. Point is, you guys definitely did a lot of coming here and talking to some of what? I'm confused.
I'm a fucking child. It's fine. Carry on.
Don't worry about it, Philip.
Oh, coming here? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
You did a lot of coming here, a lot of coming there. Almost coming, then leaving. Anyway, yes, you guys spent a lot of time practicing magic with some of your more magically inclined practitioners thereof. The ones who you did the most magical practitioning with were Tatiana Temple, but at the end there was a late surge for the Astromancer, both of whom typically reside in your brain.
Yeah.
Living rent-free in your brain. But an honorable mention was spent with Ellybog Tumblewap.
Good old
I
Ellybog.
think we did that. I think 3 or 4 instances of the 20. Very notably, and actually thanks to Lauren, not Medina, last night, you guys did hit 20 total instances of that. And if there's one thing people know about me, it's always get to a multiple of 5. So well done on that.
Yeah, definitely don't stop at 49.
Never stop at 49. Pierce has done it, and he was unhappy with it.
Yeah.
So, with all of that said, there are 2 characters left to summon, but you have a lot of very interesting tactics and techniques to discuss and figure out today. Experiments to run, whether it is clearing out your typical builds and bringing the lore masters into the purple place, or to focus on the magical side of things first. Both make a lot of sense, and are sort of connected to the general thing of you want to build your world tree here. You want to understand the exact kind of cosmology of all of this. So, with that in mind, we're going to start tonight's game as the 5 students stride toward Hampstead Hall. And Professor Davies, we'll see if he's there. Professor Davies has been here all week. He's been chatting with you about like the practice magic. He's been very interested in the conversations when you've had those upstairs, but he is not here tonight. He seems to want to like let you guys work without feeling like he's over your shoulder now that you know his secrets. So tonight you get there. Mo is present, and he'll tell you there's 2 books in there. But as you walk in, the smell of buns hit your nostrils. Wednesday is immediately present with buns for all. She is holding a knife here, but don't let that fool you. But Wednesday line sort of says, "Good evening, miss.
Hi.
I know you usually don't take buns, but you're welcome to if you like."
No, I would like to continue now. Thank you.
Of course. And she starts sort of handing buns out to everybody who wants them. You also notice there's a lot more activity here tonight. Because you hear a lot of voices kind of like from one of like the smaller like reading rooms right off from the entry hall. It appears that there are all of your lore masters have been brought up already, almost as if Wednesday was like trying to anticipate your needs. So you see La Trovadora. You see Mandy the Mouth. You see Walker. You see Bethanetha. Wiki. I don't know why I'm doing this slow thing, but I'm too committed, so I'm gonna have to do them all. Oh,
Gotta keep going.
Mr. Rawlings. Mrs. Got it. I've got it. Ooh, if you want lore, I got it. And I am present as well, for mine is the power. Galactic. It's been good getting to know so many of you this week. Comet explosion. Who else?
Cregan?
Yeah. I always figured old Cricket.
I'm here as well. Don't worry. I can hop around a bit. Yeah, it's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And the 10th is, and I'm here too, dearies, but first I'm putting tea out for everyone. So she's bringing the tea around to everybody. Wednesday's there. You guys definitely notice that kind of like lurking towards the back is Sister Mercy, who's just kind of watching all of this and just like, and doing very conspicuous, like, let me just kind of go over here to this painting and look at this painting and not look at Rawlings. And Rawlings is oblivious to her. There's another figure here, also with a plate of buns. And he's just being like, guys, I am just so happy to see all of you. This has been great. I don't think we met. I believe that you are Frankie, is that right?
That is right.
Frankie, hi.
Hi.
Not a handshaker, that's fine. My name is Elbrand. Just call me Elbrand. Nova! You're Nova, right? Hi, I'm Elbrand. It's really great to meet you. Hope you're having a good night. I'm so excited for you guys to go about all your business here. This is really cool. So happy to support in whatever way I can.
It's good to see you too, Albrin.
It's so good to see you, DJ3. I love that name. It sounds like a droid, which, as you guys all know, apparently I have a little more affinity for, right? Yeah, there's a lot going on here, guys. A lot to unpack. Don't worry about it. We got all the time in the world, apparently. I have to say, the idea that I am, whether it's what Tatiana Temple says and I'm just a copy of myself that's a fictional version, or whether I'm only a fictional version, there's a lot of things this could mean, and I'm just so happy to be on the ride.
I don't get it. Is he alive or is he dead?
Wednesday says,
I don't get him either, miss. I am typically not a very irritable person, miss, but this past week, I do not care for his positivity, miss.
Well, he is a droid, so he is technically neither.
He is a droid.
So is he a computer?
Yes.
Yes.
A computer created by the most evil minds possible.
I mean, at least we know that it's artificial positivity.
I don't
Yeah,
like
it feels-
that. I don't like anything fake.
Feels very real to me. Very genuine.
I mean, here's the thing. All of you, I would like for you to make a read person roll.
We need dice.
You do. You need a bunch of d8s. I also don't have all your sheets open, so more the fool me.
You could say that this is date night. Date night.
You know what? You're absolutely right that you could say that. That is not incorrect. That is a statement that could be said.
2 4s.
Two
No
fours.
match.
No match.
No matches and happy to be here.
2 8.
Can I use an acting role instead?
You cannot, because he's not acting. 2 8s. So are people with 2 4s and 2 8s kind of getting your successes? With music, you feel there is truth. It is not artifice. It is. He has a very just rhythmic. He may have been created, but he doesn't feel artificial, Doug. He feels true to you. With an 8, philosophy, these days, Chat GPT, Mid-Journey, what is real, what is intelligence. If he's a robot, he seems very positive, but you don't detect lying. He seems to be someone who is just meant to put good vibes out there. Just make sure that everybody has, I don't know, just a little better day.
Okay.
He's a cool guy. So. Wednesday says,
As you see, I've taken the liberty of gathering the Lawmasters, but I do have someone ready to bring Tatiana Temple if you did wish to speak with her. I know you spoke with her a lot this week.
and at the end of the hall, you see the wellness right just go, be well, right at the elevator.
Bring her in.
She kind of just snaps like this at the wellness sprite flies full shoulder first at the button. It ignites, and Tatiana will be up here in a moment. Mo says,
While we're waiting, do you want to hit that summon button?
Yeah, do you want to you want to get these more? Because I might go smoke if you guys finish that part. So
Yeah, thanks, Mo.
you have two characters. The first is a hotly anticipated character who I think has actually been on the rumored boards for a very long time because of some random stuff early, but a Blue Moon villager.
Finally.
Just a villager from Blue Moon is here. Oh wait, hold on. Let me play the Blue Moon theme song. She'll just be like, "Oh, hello."
Hello.
Wednesday's like, "We're doing a quick orientation here, miss, this way," and she just kind of walks and says, "Did I die? Is this the hunt?"
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I guess that's... But there's another button to mash. Do you guys know who Eldo is? Do you even know anything about Eldo? Okay.
What is...
Is he a Muppet?
Boy, yeah.
Nope. Eldo is a brickborn.
Oh,
So there you go. But,
Is he a man or a Muppet?
Yeah. If he's a man, he must be
The
a very
Muppet
man
of a
and
man.
He's a Muppet and man. But Eldo is here. And Eldo, kind of his eyes sort of wide. He has this very kind of like different sort of proportion. And he is made of sandstone. He has vaguely like Egyptian influenced clothing. As if he's almost like of like pyramid bricks or something. But he sort of just looks and pauses and says, "The prophecies were true. I knew it. I knew it. The prophecies were all true." Where am I? What's going on?
Yes.
Boy, you're tall. He's not very tall.
Oh,
He's just a little brick.
You brick?
like so he's a brick.
No,
Like
he's like the size of a dwarf.
Oh, okay.
But he is like, he's got, yeah. But he just looks up and goes, "Where am I? What's happening? I knew the prophecies would. This is all been prophesized. But what is going on? Seriously, guys, where are we?"
Connecticut?
Oh, of course, Connecticut. The prophet Nicodemus spoke of Connecticut. This explains everything. I told them. I told them.
Wait,
Hi.
someone that you know of talked about Connecticut.
Well, I realize now that if you look at the prophecies of Nicodemus, that if I were to... I mean, I don't have it with me, but I'm almost positive that if we were to rearrange the letters and change some of what they are, that it would have been Connecticut. So, yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Eldo. What are your names? And I'll tell you what you're prophesized to do, because I'm a prophet.
Doug?
Dug. Wait, dug like in the ground, like for a quarry to get more stone. Doug, you were the one who was chosen. No?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the point is the prophets were right about everything. Oh boy.
So if we have a lot of you, can we like build something?
What? No, I'm not building material. I'm just a brickborn.
You can't just ask people if you can build out of them. Doug.
That's absolutely right.
Well,
What's
most
your
people
name?
are bricks.
What's your name, lady?
It's Callie.
Callie. Wait, there was a prophecy. Nicodemus had a prophecy about. No, not Callie. It was something about. Okay, his prophecy was about birds, but I'm pretty sure it was talking about you. You don't look like a bird, but I have a feeling. Oh gosh, guys.
Cool.
Well,
We have someone who's going to help orient
you guys wanted me here. Everyone was like, Eldo! He gets, and Wednesday's like, this way. And actually, as they're going, you notice both Blue Moon Villager, and Eldo, like, he is just there handing him a bun and saying, "Welcome. It is so great to be here. You're going to have such a good time. Let me make sure you understand the context. The first thing, don't panic. It's going to be great."
So Elbrunt isn't staff, but he's acting like he is.
Yes.
Like
Everything.
And Wednesday, and actually anyone who has a listen of 4 SD or higher, you do hear the grinding of Wednesday Line's teeth. But he's just kind of like, it's so good. It's the Blue Moon. The Moon Villager's like, "Boy, you're good looking. You have all your teeth and everything." And he's like, "Oh, wow. Well, thank you. Well, I think that you are a fantastic looking Blue Moon Villager. And Eldo, it's great to meet you. Well, yeah, here, let's go this way." So whatever. So Wednesday's there. Tatiana Temple is now standing at the door. Prop. Looks like some wonderful new recruits. You never call, you never write.
That is correct.
Oh my lord. Darling, it's been 11 weeks of this. When are you going to lighten up around me? I may be a maniacal villain, bent on taking over the world, but I'm also in your head.
I've learned I can open up quicker if you say something nice.
You're not the worst henchman I've ever had working for me.
Thank you.
Oh dear God, this poor child. Kind of just someone who is constantly surrounded by miniature bursting meteors is hard to be stealthy, but she tries, and also who's carrying a staff and has a waving cloak and like a face mask and like a jetpack on.
And talks in all caps.
She's not the stealthiest, so there's definitely this, like, as she kind of sidles up to you, and then very quietly.
Because there's no sound in space.
Very quietly. Have you ever seen her face, by the way? It's stars.
Oh,
She didn't care for that. Have you guys seen this? Hold on, You might have seen her face.
Ooh, that's fun.
Ah!
That is the Power Galactic.
Her face is stars, but this one recoiled, so there you go. But she kind of comes up to you and very quietly goes, "Don't worry, you're doing fantastic."
thank you. Thank you. I was feeling like I might be.
You have the power of an exploding sun, and she makes one like right in your face, but like not, it doesn't hurt. Tatiana's just sighing and looking at the various lore masters. Rawlings is vibrating with excitement to try stuff out because it might teach him more about dread. Wiki is like, "I think I know who that Blue Moon Villager is, and I think they owe me money."
Oh no.
Mrs. Goddard's like, "And guys, I got it." And, Mandy the Mouth is gossiping. They're all just doing the thing. Guys, it's real, it's like they're doing the thing you'd expect them to do. Some real SNL sketch levels of depth here. Just, here's the person, they're saying the thing they're famous for. The audience claps because they recognize them and it feels smart. Move on. .org. La Trovadora is playing on her guitar, but she will kind of sort of say, "So, my friends, are we going to do something? What's the plan? I know you've been talking to these magical people, but how do you wish to proceed? Because we are very excited to learn things about our new home."
We're doing a family field trip to the Purple Place.
It could certainly make sense to do that.
Sorry, did I miss? I want to like kind of go over what we learned through practicing magic first before we go anywhere else. I mean, that's like something we can easily at least suss out.
I think it makes sense.
And before we go anywhere, know like what we could possibly bring with us, or possibly, figure out what our options are.
So, as you sort of request that, does that make sense to everyone? Kind of
Yes.
a little sort of thing. So, the more magically inclined among you, Ellybog we'll say that Ellybog was summoned as well. Ooh. But we have
Did she do
Go ahead.
some Carly Rae Jepsen for us?
Can she? I mean, oh,
I think that's a
Krigig.
different character.
Krigig did get researched once as a spellcaster. Can she do some Carly Rae Jepsen? Well, like, she really does like doing covers, because so does Lana Del Rey. So, she will perform. If you play her the song on your phone, you know, you have to have it downloaded, it'll work, you don't get service. But she'll play the song on your phone, and she launches into this haunting cover. And La Trovadora, like, recognized game, starts playing this, like, very kind of, like, slow, kind of, like, you know, kind of, sort of, like, mildly dissonant. And I don't know enough Carly Rae Jepsen music, so I have to go to the main one. But it is just kind of like...
I mean, it could be like talking to yourself. It could be like, you know.
I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe.
Somehow, like, more instruments seem like they're sounding.
It's hard to look right at you, baby. Here's my number, so call me maybe. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. Missed you so bad. It was 1949.
Anyway, so that happens.
Everyone starts dancing.
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are certainly welcome to
grooving.
dance through that song. And it probably, I mean, here's the thing. It's good. Now, Connor just made a very impassioned plea to, let's get the magic people, let's find out what we learned. And instead, you got a slowed down version of a pop song from over 10 years ago.
The tracks.
That's
Yeah.
good here.
So call me maybe.
And La Trovadora kind of gives Ellybog this look of like, oh, we should do some things together. And Ellybog says,
I was thinking the same way. You're like this place's Jack Antonoff.
Ellybog. Well, so Krigig will come because he helped a little. Then Ellybog. Then the Astromancer, then Tatiana Temple. They sort of come forward, and they do sort of present their findings. Now, Tatiana will be the one to present because she had one more total usage of her abilities. But if you guys would like to request one of the others gives the speech, you may. We'll say
I mean,
Tatiana.
she'll probably give us the most.
Yeah.
Give it
Coach,
the choices
so-
too. It's like it's all bad.
Yeah. So it's all Ellybog resents that.
Yeah, what's wrong with Ellie?
And Krigig, what's wrong with him? You understand every word he says, doesn't he? Don't
If it's
really.
Krigig, I won't understand 3/4 of what comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, but that's fine, because you will understand the proper 3/4, won't you? That will be the 1/4 that is inversely free. If you take the reciprocal of the fraction...
I
Bob's
literally
your uncle.
only got the first half of what you said based on context clues from the second half of what you said.
Well,
So like,
it's fine. Point is, you got 2 halves. That adds up to a whole.
So, at this point, Tatiana Temple strikes a pose, and she loves having an audience. So she will explain. Thanks to your prodding, we were able to make a bit of progress in understanding a few things about this world. Apparently Nova saw it first, but now those of us with magical abilities, especially with ones as powerful as my own, we have come to realize that if we cast spells that show the true nature of things, show them Ellybog. And Ellybog kind of goes, you got it, and kind of waves her hand, and she will basically kind of create like almost like a momentary lens of true sight. So she sort of makes this sort of disc and begins to wave it around the room, and when you look through it, you see that everything in Course Court is made of the same purple material as when you're in the purple place.
So, as you can see, this confirms that as we suspected, these little places... Oh wait, that's down in Course Court.
We could have gone down.
We'll say that this is like a cutting around sequence where they do some things. So she's like, as you see, Course Court was a recreation. They then take you to the what's it called?
Supplies.
The supply. I can never remember the name of the place, but I love it so much. Sorry, I have to look it up. Reputable Farm and Supply and Agricultural Service and Sons. So that place you go down, you notice, and this is actually would be more shocking for a black and white character. Maybe Beth and Afa freaks out about it a little bit. When they use this here, it is purple, not black and white.
What about if it passes one of them?
Excellent question. We were looking into that as well. And she sort of moves it over. They sort of move it in front of all of the characters. The characters are not purple, but they do appear a little bit more like spectral. When they pass it in front of all of you, you are present. When you move it over the characters, they're not purple, but they're not... They do seem a little more like glowy, like there's something else. And because you got to 20 instances, Tatiana says, you see, this confirms my theory. We are not truly who we are. We are copies. There are certain spells such as clone or simulacrum. We are something along these lines. We are a snapshot of who we are in other places. Here exclusively for your use. Summoned, I would theorize, by the inspiration we provide you when you read our stories. Which, of course, to us are not stories at all, but very, very real. However, there is something you should see. And at this point, because I did it all wrong, they take you guys back up to Hampstead Hall and begin moving the lens around there. And that is when you discover that Hampstead Hall has a thin veneer of the purple on an actual structure.
Is there a place within the hall where it seems like this is coming from, or that it's more strong, or...
Oh, excellent. Why do you make a look roll as you're sort of looking through that?
It would have been really interesting to be able to see that before this all started happening, like what Hampstead Hall looked like.
Yeah, and you can look through, and what Hampstead Hall looks like is it's also interesting because like when you look through like the grounds of Hampstead Hall, like it's very worn, you know, like the paint is peeling, it's all cracking as if no real maintenance has been done in here in a long time. But this dream facade has been put all over the place. Also, the elevator is not. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I just mean it would have been interesting to see like if we had known what it looked like before any character had been summoned, like if that occurred after all this happened, or if the purple stuff was always there.
Oh, I see. Yes,
Hall.
That is definitely a question. I will say, actually, Callie, make an analyze roll.
No matches on my look roll.
Okay. You can't quite tell then.
Oh, 3 7s.
3 7s. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of 7s. What is 7 for me? I don't have it open.
Astronomy.
Okay. Yeah, patterns, repetition, all that stuff, positions. Especially for that last part. I think as you look through the thing and look at the grounds, you think that the purple veneer, if what you're seeing through that is reality and this purple sort of shows you what your eyes see, you suspect that this purple veneer has been here for some amount of time. Maybe months, maybe years, but there has definitely been an illusory, a glamour is a term that probably Ellybog and Ygritte especially would use. There has been some kind of some minor illusion cast on this place to make it look fancier, look nicer. And it is possible that has been here a very long time. Doug, you're muted.
Can we open the door and look through it outside?
If you look through it outside, the campus looks totally normal. But it is kind of like, it's like you're looking at the full house. When you look through the lens as you pass it, it looks like you're looking at the walls of a haunted house, and then you're just looking out of the thing.
Do we look any different?
You look no different. You look completely like yourselves.
How does Professor Davies look?
He is not present. But, somebody could text him, I guess, because this might be a relevant question.
Would we have his number?
Up to you.
I'm going to.
You can email him.
I'm going to email him.
All right, you have to step out of the hall to do it, but you can send him an email, and so he'll come here shortly. Tatiana will say, so, with this in mind, understanding that we are, as we suspected, or as I suspected at least, fictional characters who have been given some simulacrum of life.
I understand what you're saying.
A copy. Anyway, the point is, this place is formed of dreams. The purple place was called the Dreamlands, and this seems to be all part of it, including this very hall, which probably explains why your devices don't work in here and you can't truly connect with the outside world. Though you have not left the planet when you step to this part of it, you are not entirely in reality here within this hall. And that is also why we cannot leave it. But
we're in an antechamber to another place.
Precisely. What is, however, interesting is that we cannot enter the so-called purple place unless we are riding along in your brains. We require a more substantial foundation where we can exist with bodies of our own. In other words, our inspiration, our creative drive, we are not dream material, but we are something that can be used by you in those places. Utterly fascinating.
I wonder if we... Okay. Okay, Philip, question is, we've looked at these books and these stories. Are these various stories we're reading, are any of these series currently ongoing? Are we expecting more issues of these things?
That's sort of the trick of it. And I feel like I've said this a couple times, but I don't think I've ever explicitly stated it as cleanly as this. So, all the books you read and get characters from are books that do not exist outside of this place. You can't go to the store and buy these books. They are only in Hampstead Hall, but the more research you do, the more of them appear. Suddenly on the shelf, you'll find one. Part of research is walking through and being like, oh my god, oh hey, look, it's another comic book like what she wants. Yeah, that sort of thing.
So, but there's no way to contact one of the authors of these.
Now that's interesting, Dan. Because oh my god.
Because if we could, one, just in general, contacting the authors would be interesting. Two,
or the publisher.
If we could, yeah.
Contact publisher is a very interesting idea, because what a contact publisher could do is they could give you you know how when you get an Agatha Christie paperback and it lists all the Poirot books, or old comic books would have a checklist of all the issues.
That too, but also, I'm thinking more about the author, because if we could if we could contact the author to then write in the next issue knowledge of this thing going on, and so then they're the characters of these that are the characters we have access to, or copies of the IRL characters, could then try from their own worlds to access the dream world.
Do you think the professor would be okay with us sharing
I don't
our
care.
knowledge of what's happening?
I mean,
people cared before today.
I'm sorry, Frankie. I think it would be something we want to think about, weigh the pros and cons of disseminating this information, if these are things that could affect our world or their world. But
here's the thing, dear. As far as I can tell, aside from this, as you put it, antechamber, your world is type M. There's a dramatic flourish just by La Trovadora, and she goes, mundane. In other words, all the magic that we've been experiencing and rekindling is not going to function out there. For
Doesn't
us,
the fact that this place exists prove that we're not exactly type M?
a fair point. But
I wonder if we could go to a different, like a type A or type I or type G setting
precisely
through the dream world.
that's the idea. Because there are spells, contact other plane. There are sending abilities to reach out across the veil, where we could potentially send a message from here to the real, say, Tatiana Temple. Or authors of books about said individuals, as you suggest. And gain further insight.
Semi-unrelated. I don't know if this is just a general question for all these characters. Do we know if someone from like an arcane setting were to go to a mundane plane,
Mm-hmm.
would their magic would no longer work there?
I'll let Ellybog explain this one. No, I won't. I'll just let Tatiana. It's too exhausting to be. I'll do Ellybog. She'll say,
Yeah.
Well, the thing about that is that it depends on what the source of the magic is. 99% of magic, you're drawing just on the amazing vibes that are around everything. I really want to pet your hair for a while.
Okay.
But the point is, if you're in a place that doesn't have, where you can't feel the magical groove, then you wouldn't be able to connect to magic there. But you might have a little bit, stored up, held in an object or a song. Ooh.
and Tatiana goes, it's basically correct. I don't know why she's saying, but yes, it's effectively the idea.
You should try singing some.
Me?
Yeah.
I only sing for my lovers, and none of my lovers are left alive, by definition. So, in any event, if you are looking for ways of us contacting these publishers or individuals, I think that makes a great deal of sense. However, I do think that we may have come up with a way to traverse from these dream recreations to other areas without having to use your elevator. The problem with it at present is that it will take a considerable amount of power to do, such that you might be stranded without an easy way back. Whereas, taking us into the place and attempting teleportation from there could lend us a quicker ride. I would, however, say that your best bet is focusing on this elevator. It can do what it takes a lot of magic to do, albeit only at a once-a-week rate. So, though we may be able to provide you with emergency means of teleporting back and possibly some pass-throughs between some of these places and others. And Ellybog's like,
I've got an idea about that part, by the way.
oh wait, actually no. Astramaster was second. Astramaster will say, in fact, I believe a gateway could be formed. I was getting to that, yes. She does, however, think that we might be able to get a more sturdy connections between our location and the supply and feed store, would we want it. But, to this point, I understand that collecting these things is not simple for you. But you have lore masters from all of our realities. It might behoove you to find locations from each of these settings as well. If we could link these locations together, I'm giving you a long-term list. It's fine. It's a shame.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
She looked so sad when I said it.
Allie's on the floor crying. And
But to that point, I was going to suggest that we use magic and some of the perspective of our lore masters to attempt to summon one of those locations for you tonight at a swifter rate.
Let's do it.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Okay, wait, so we have Murder by Murder, and we have
Gray in the Dark.
Gray in the Dark.
Your 2 games, yes, correct.
Yeah.
So, here is how, this is kind of like an out of game, the shape of how this could work, how this sort of like research could work as you guys are trying to do this. If you attempt to get, you won't be able to pick a specific location. You could pick a setting, and we could try to get something sort of random from there. But
And we...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
Well, I was just looking, because last time we did something like this, it helped to have something we were at least somewhat, like, already on the board. But the only thing we have on the board for locations is Once Told Tales, and that's not even...
I would not attempt...
Yeah.
Once Told Tales is and what that is actually a vehicle, which is it's a special kind of location that I'm just calling them locations, but there
Okay.
really should be 2 more tabs on this thing for that, you know.
It's I get it. It's fine. Yeah.
So I would say
So we don't have anything in progress, technically.
you don't have anything in progress, but the special thing you have here is that they're going to like use their magic to this purpose. So I guess one thing Tatiana Temple would say is, I do recommend we look into a Type A situation here. I think messing with Type I, albeit my own home, is potentially too convoluted. We won't know what we're getting. Or, and you already have a mundane, and going to the galactic is, no offense to you, Mrs. Goddard, not quite on the spine. Mrs. Goddard goes, nope, I got it. I understand. Not on the spine. Mrs. Goddard's got it. If you want something without a spine, I got these Malavian mudworms. No spines.
Yep.
No.
No, thank you.
Understood.
No.
Back in the pants.
Oh.
Oh, no.
It's my pants have lots of pockets. It wasn't yeah. I'm just kidding around, everybody. We're here to have a good time. You guys hear a vase break, or a vase, if you're fancy. And you
Her pants?
no. You hear a vase break, and you glance around to the corner as you see. You hear a voice say "shit," and Sister Mercy disappears around a corner, having spying. She's just gone. But Tatiana Temple says, so yes, perhaps gaining more locations will allow us to link those locations in a way that then would allow a sturdier base.
Type A was Here Be Dragons. Blood from a Stone.
So we can't summon a specific thing. We just have to go for the
Witchlight.
We can do a specific setting.
You can do a
witch
specific
light.
setting, and you can try to get a thing, but
I don't know how many more blueprints I can scrounge up.
you can't say give me top flight tower. In other words, that's probably not going to go.
No, with that attitude.
What Dan would like to summon
Yeah.
is that house in the mists from Merkshire.
Trow House.
Yeah.
Trow House is a mythic, so I'm gonna say. Although, you know what? You guys did get a mythic. Because Course Court was a mythic location, right?
As much as I want to game the system, we got Course Court because I remembered you had drawn up blueprints and they were in the book.
That is true. It would be.
So-
I'll say this, Dan, and yeah, you guys should debate this, Dan. Going for Trow House is a big swing. There is a genuine chance you will not make it if you try for that. But you can certainly pitch it to your friends here as a.
So what you're saying is there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. I honestly would have to think of the math for it, but it would be tough. But that would be another huge thing. And I suppose you can go for a specific one, but going for a specific location is already going to raise. You can go for a specific setting for free. I suppose if you just say, give us any setting, that would actually lower the difficulty, so you'll definitely get something. Going for
Any setting.
Kevin's like, cool, random.
Roll them dice.
Random,
Yeah.
roll it up.
I mean, if we do any setting, like genuinely, if we said any setting, would there be a chance of us getting a setting we already have?
No, you could. I wouldn't penalize you for any setting, but
Okay.
any unowned setting would be fine. Yeah, that would be fair. But if you wanted to go for a mythic place, you absolutely can. But strap in, and you guys have to roll amazing and use all your power. So, I think at this point, Tatiana Temple's kind of given her piece. You've caught the nun spying. Elbrand actually comes up from behind you, Connor, after you've pitched the thing. He goes, "Hey, I just want to say, I think it's really cool that you were trying to do something as bold as that. And I think I respect that. And I think you're a really cool person. You're gonna go really far in this world, and I look forward to seeing it."
Nice programming.
You know what? I say that every day. I say thank you. Thanks for building me the way you built me. It's really appreciated. Good luck with everything. I think it's great.
Oh boy.
Thanks.
Doug, he sees you and he goes, "You're an athlete. I should have seen it immediately. Amazing guy here. Oh God, so great."
Oh, we got to get you onto the ice somehow.
You know?
Oh, is there a hockey rink in the locations? Can we do that?
I don't know about it, but that would be. You know what? If you're
That's
able to
my
get me
vote.
to a hockey
I
rink,
would
Hockey
put
rink.
money on there being top rink.
top rink, top ice.
Top ice, yeah.
Popeyes?
So basically, this is a sort of like, you guys can take a moment to sort of in and out of game discuss your strategies.
Here's his right, it's top skate.
Top skate. So it sounds like, Dan, am I correct that you were advocating swinging for the fences and trying to get Trow House?
I would love to get Trow House, but like, I don't want to cheat everyone out. I don't want to push for. I don't want to push for this thing. We don't get it and feel bad if we don't get anything. I just think it'd be cool. It's like a haunted house in the mist that appears and has weird shit going on there, and people have died there. So they're
This is
potential for
this is
ghosts
such a
or
good
something.
pitch to get KJ to
We
join
can
in on
just
this.
get a blood from a stone location. What you're pitching is just a blood from a stone location.
No, this is a specific blood from a stone location.
He's bitching.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the top flight place.
Oh, no, that's another one. The haunted house in Witch Haven, Massachusetts. Yeah, that's a different. Yeah, that's where the Guild of Secrets hangs out. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm
No,
talking
I
about-
thought it
There's
was
there's no
Scientist
shortage of
guy's
haunted
place.
houses.
Every time we were there, it switched timeline.
Oh,
Or,
that one too,
I thought-
guys.
yeah.
No shortage of haunted houses.
I mean, if we want to stick with like Victorian Gothic places, we could just go wherever. What was the other place? I forget the name of the place. Bitter End. Bitter End? Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Or you could do the Renee Manor, where Etienne Renee lived early on. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Plenty. No shortage of haunted houses. Do you have an opinion?
I'm sorry, this is really unlike me. I just can't stop thinking about that brick fellow. Does anyone... No, it's fine.
The Bad Dragon. Oh, we should summon the Bad Dragon. Yes. Yes. Pierce is right. Bad Dragon. I am all for the Bad Dragon. Imagine a strip club where there could be more of these Brickborn. Could be more of these Brickborn, Frankie.
There is
strip club.
There is actually a Brickborn stripper there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know if... I'm just gotta work something out in my own head. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Imagine a strip club where there's a Phoenix performance.
What is the strip club gonna be mythic? Is this just gonna be the other? Is
The
this
strip
Trow
club
House?
is not-
The
no,
things that you will see there are mythic.
The strip club is not mythic. It is probably legendary though, because that is probably the most requested spot from that place. So yeah, that would be a legendary location from High Schools. But yeah,
I've never been into a strip club.
they're gonna do the fucking strip. They're really gonna do this, aren't they? KJ, Felicia, or Nova Callie, character of humans. Do you have any thoughts on possible strategies for here? I'm actually worried about this because someone's gonna step.
I mean, strategies. I don't know that I've ever had a strategy when playing this game.
That's fair.
Same.
Felicia, yeah, okay. So are basically you guys just cool for? Would you?
I'm here for vibes.
Are you?
Okay, so I
There
think
are
I
gonna
will
be some
veto.
serious vibes in the Bad Dragon.
I will veto anything that is, if we're gonna like go for something specific mythic, I will veto that just because the chance that we get nothing is too depressing. I can't risk that now.
That's too rough a day. That's
Yeah,
understood.
I'm willing to risk legendary strip club. What would that be? Like what locale?
That's a place called the Bad Dragon. It's from
No,
high school.
I know. But
Oh,
what
it's
setting?
it's also Blood from a Stone.
Blood fitting. I mean, I'm not against it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna fight for it, but I'm not against it.
Connor just looks at DJ and goes, Doug.
Bro.
But top skates. Then I
But
can,
that's not.
then I
That's from. That's what we said we weren't gonna do a type I.
guess. How am I supposed to play hockey with my guy Elbrun now?
We'll find a time, man. Don't worry.
All right.
Hey, you know what? We could always, if you wanted to, we could play just play on the floor here, kind of clear out an area.
Oh,
That could be fun.
Don't do that.
What's the Voluptua place?
The grand.
Blood is blood from a stone.
There's a lot of yeah, Voluptua is also Blood for a Stone. There's a lot of places for Voluptua as well.
That would also probably be Doug's vote. But
My
my vote as Kevin, I'm up for whatever.
is random dice. Yeah, sure, I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, so what do we think, group? I'm hearing Bad Dragon a few times. It seems like Dan has now switched from saying Trow House to the Bad Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the only direction we've gotten is it should be from a place we don't have, and it should probably be from a type A.
I think ultimately I think we do need one from any place, so any progress is progress today. But I would say a type A will give us a stronger foundation for magic. However, if you're going to get one from every single setting that we've appeared in, suppose you could go for your heart's content. I certainly wouldn't mind a change of scenery. I mean, the house, not you. You're not scenery, are you?
I am not scenery.
Did you ever play a tree in a school play?
No, I did play a rock.
Okay. So... all right. So, let me offer you some options here.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of all for a blood from the stone locale, so that on my like downtime days, I don't have to put any actual effort into a blood from a stone locale. There is
Understood. You just put okay then. So I'll say that yeah, if you guys want to attempt a blood from a stone, we can just see how you do. You could put a little bit of aiming towards the Bad Dragon, but yeah, we can try to get you a place. Sound good?
Yeah.
Works.
All right. Well then let's.
This is probably like, I'd probably be sick to put all my dice and energy into this, right?
Yes, you guys probably aren't going anywhere after this.
All right.
That's correct.
Connor, I'm gonna do everything. Callie's gonna do everything she can to get you the Bad Dragon.
All right. So, in hopes of getting the Bad Dragon, you do actually have some individuals here, because Rawlings has been to the Bad Dragon.
Rawlings has been to the Bad Dragon, baby.
No, wait. No, he hasn't.
No, that was Mikey. That was Mikey.
Was there. But
Was
there
Sister Mercy
is
there?
someone who's been to the Bad Dragon present. So if
Oh
Rawlings...
man, Rawlings would have had a rough time at the Bad
yeah,
Dragon.
he would have. He would have had him eating a lady if she is here. Yeah, so...
Sorry?
we'll
Sorry,
no,
what?
yeah. Sister Mercy is summoned. And we'll say that Rawlings says, "Oh, I'll go get Sister Mercy," and everyone's like, "She's gonna misinterpret that, you idiot!" But he's already running out. But La Trovadora says, "Oh, the Bad Dragon. I have played there once or twice.
What do you think of it?
The acoustics are not great, but that's not why anyone's there.
Oh, is it for the lunch buffet?
On
There's
occasion.
one way to put it.
It is a theater of depravity. If you
Oh.
understand. The most lurid acts are performed on the stages there. The whole place smells of sweat and shame. But magic does occur within the Bad Dragon. That is very true.
Like in the actual sense or in the metaphorical, like
in
it
the,
was a magical
yes.
time sense?
No, in the very real sense. It is very true. So, because you have some characters who've been there, Sister Mercy comes in and is just crossing her arms. And Rungs is like, I don't understand why you're mad. I'm coming to... And she goes, it doesn't matter to me. It's also two people who have similar accents are the ones talking to you now, so that's a real bummer. Sister Mercy and the Trovadora, not two people I like together. But Sister Mercy will say, all right, so what do you want to ask me about this place? It was terrible to be there. It was disgusting that you want to go here.
The food score was low?
The food? Do you understand what the food at the Bad Dragon was?
No.
Mature content warning, gross sex things.
A woman came out to us. She was a lobster. The woman was a lobster. Do you understand?
The one... Yes.
Like in a lobster outfit?
No.
Or like just like a female lobster?
She was a bipedal, 5'7" lobster.
It's a big lobster.
That is a bipedal. So like one of her like claws, like one of
She
her.
had claws for arms and sort of a lobster face, and then big boobs, and then
Like
hips.
mammal legs, or just like really long lobster legs?
They were encased in the shell, but yes, they were shaped like a mammal person. And she had the
Then-
mammal breasts. It was disgusting. And then, do you know what she did?
Lobsters wouldn't need to breastfeed. I just don't understand why they would have that.
Oh.
Then she creates a pot of boiling water. Do you see where this is going? And then
I mean,
she gets into the water, and her skin begins to turn red, and she's in pain, and she smells delicious. And then,
thought the water was seasoned.
oh yes, many herbs and spices. Then she gets out of the
Or
water, and there is a kiddie pool full of butter, melted butter.
Sorry, out of the. So she didn't die.
So-
She's not like.
Oh no,
cooked.
she
She's
is
not fully cooked.
She's the process of dying. She's screaming, but then she rolls around in the butter, and then we are overwhelmed by how good she smells, and we crack her open, and we eat
Like
her.
as a group.
Yes.
So it was an interactive show.
Yes. It was a private show. We had to pay extra for it.
So it was consensual. You chose to.
Oh, I wish I had not done it, but I was overwhelmed. And she tasted so good.
I mean, silver linings. That's
She was the sweetest thing I've ever tasted.
Oh man.
Do not go to this place. It is pure evil. Well, Trovadora says, it's really not that bad. It's okay.
I mean, none of the other locations we've summoned have come with people, I don't believe.
Mhm.
So we wouldn't. I guess whatever shows would be put on by just
Ellybog's
people
like,
already here.
oh, this sounds like such an ironic place to do. Like a throwback show, but with an actual feminist vibe, but also maybe not, because who cares? When you're this ironic, there's no difference between anything. Pasties. Yeah, the Trovadora is kind of like, she gets it. I like her. She understands. But Sister Mercy's just like, Sister Mercy, in telling you these disgusting stories, starts just conveniently including a lot of architectural detail. No. And as I ate of her flesh, as I just continued eating her, I looked up and noticed that the cornices were approximately 15 meters apart on each side of the room and spread, so she's giving you, multiple coats of paint, proscenium arches, but yeah.
So, you have some information from them. So we're going to do what we always do for this. There are some skills. I'll need all of you to contribute to a roll for this purpose.
Do we have to
Mhm.
be in Hampstead Hall to do this, or can we take turns in the hot tubs, or / be in the hot tub altogether to help with power regeneration
A very
as we?
interesting idea.
Doug's already on
Let's
his way
go
to the
summon the
hot
bad
tub.
dragon while we're in the hot tub.
On his way.
Wow.
I did
Go,
ask you
guys.
last week, I think, if we could
Cannonball.
perform magic while in the hot tub and how any benefits it would get us.
Thus far, you have felt like you've had to actually do the summoning in Hampstead Hall, but you could attempt it in Course Court. Yeah, that would you could definitely try that if you wanted to.
Okay. And do we have to be fully submerged? Because Callie did not bring a swimsuit yet again.
Oh, you
Fully
just think of one,
submerged,
it'll
like
pop
under
up.
your head? No.
Well, no,
What-
just like fully, like, you know, into it, or could we just like take off our shoes and step in it if we're
you
wearing?
probably
like, a
have to be
skirt or
sitting
whatever?
in it.
Ah,
You gotta feel the jets. They're great.
Yeah, you gotta feel you gotta be in the
Okay.
water. So are the 5 of you going to the hot tub?
Already there.
Doug's like shirt
Yeah.
on the ground. All right.
Get in that tub.
Out rubber ducky. Pocket.
Rubber ducky. So you guys head down the elevator. It's kind of an awkward elevator ride because you know you're all about to get in the hot tub together. And once you reach Course Court, you head to the cantilevered balcony where you hear sounds of just like splashing, like a splash fight. And as you turn around, the hunk, the hottie, and sexy AMF and radio alarm are all in the hot tub. And Duchess is standing to the side, and her eyes are like, they're not like red bloodshot, but they're like drawn to be bloodshot, and she's just still drawing pictures. Oh.
Callie will look over her shoulder at the pictures.
Mm-hmm. They're just like smiley faces. It's just
Sure,
lost all
yeah.
meaning. And she looks at you and says, "I've seen things."
Yeah.
What kinds of things?
Maybe you should take a water break, or just get some snacks.
Yeah, I'll take a water break. Hey, someone, can I get a glass of water off the balcony? And you hear a voice say, "Sure." And then she runs and dives off the balcony and jumps into a glass of water because of cartoons. In any case, the hunk, the hottie, and the sexy AMF and radio are like, "Oh, hey guys, hop in. Plenty of room for everyone. The water's perfect."
Dive in.
Just in the interest of time and space, we actually may need to commandeer the use of the hot tub for the time being, and then you can have it back after.
The hottie goes, "You don't have to use condom deers here. They're not. Nothing is. Believe me, we're all fine."
I'm not sure what you think I'm saying, but I know we're not on the same page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Can you please get out of the hot tub?
Oh, that's fine. Let's finish this in our bedroom. And he's like, "Do we have a bedroom?" She's like, "I don't know." And Texas from everyone goes, "I do. Come on." And they all just trot away. A lot of books.
Hi.
Cool. So, you guys get in the hot tub. I like this because you probably have some books and things with you, and some notes. So there's journals and paperback novels on the side of it. So, here is the benefit. Well, we'll see how the hot tub works. What skills do people want to do to try to summon this place?
Do we get any benefit from any of the people that we have while we're doing this?
No, you
Just
don't,
immerse
because you're not in
units.
the...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's just you guys for summoning. Sister Mercy, what, Callie?
Oh, I misunderstood. Never mind.
Yeah.
But even the ones who, like La Trovadora, who's been there?
La Trovadora and Sister Mercy Sister Mercy grudgingly will come here, and La Trovadora will take off her skirt and she'll get in the hot tub, because she's like, as I said, I performed here. I can be helpful.
All right.
So, so basically, yeah, I just need you guys to pick some skills. It's kind of like a skill challenge, sort of how we've been doing this. I could also suggest some. In this instance, I'm going to sort of say that the benefits of La Trovadora and Sister Mercy are kind of being applied to the overall difficulties of how many of these things work. Go ahead, Callie.
For our rules, does it really matter, like, just the physical stuff, or does getting the vibe of this place help as well, even though there's not going to be
The vibe
people
will
coming
also...
with it?
So basically, there are many different areas that would be helpful, but getting the vibe of the place is very important.
So,
Getting sort of
psychology?
the analytical things, psychology could be very useful, but so could detect vibe. So could
What?
just
I can't use vibe.
I have a create compose.
create compose would be super useful.
I like being super useful.
For that. Yeah, create compose is like, honestly, I think you usually do the last one because create compose is very important. That's kind of like the final touch. Yes,
Okay, so-
go ahead.
No, just saying. I have analyze for 6, research for 6, investigate for 6, and psychology for 5.
Those are all useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I know they are.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, so whatever you guys have, I don't want to just take one.
I got 2s in all those.
I got
We're
analyze
good.
and research for 4.
Did you say analyze?
Did you want him to say analyze?
No,
Yeah.
so sorry, I just...
I have 4 in analyze and research.
Okay. Let's see here.
I can detect vibe. I have 4.
4 detect vibe. Oh yeah, and you also have a pretty good. You got some look and listen in those 4 zones, which is helpful
Yeah.
as well. Doug, what are your 4s and 5s? Anything?
All right. So I've got 6s
Okay.
in skate.
Okay.
We would have gone top skate. Would have had you covered.
Really
got-
is the case.
Yeah. I've got 4s. Can I do swim? 'Cause we're in the hot tub.
No, hot tub's really. You're not summoning a hot tub. Just yeah.
Also, you can't swim in a
Or-
hot tub. It's far too
Oh, you
small.
can't. Oh, yeah.
you can if you've got a 4 in swim.
I've got work for 4.
Okay.
I've got endurance for 4.
Work?
Yeah, you're enduring staying in the hot tub for that long.
Yeah. I got charm for 4.
Oh.
Or I could just perform for 3.
That being said, Doug Jolly. Actually, that's a great point. Does anybody have perform high?
3.
3 for perform.
3.
Doug, you actually do have a knowledge that would be maybe useful for the bad dragon.
Hockey?
No, not hockey.
Oh, okay.
But I might allow you to tack that onto something, so maybe you can get up to a slightly higher thing. I think you're gonna do a create compose. Nova will probably do a detect vibe. It sounds like.
I'll do an analyze.
Callie will do an analyze. Connor, maybe a research. All
Yeah.
right. And Doug. Doug, I think a charm is probably going to be the right thing because you want, you understand the seductive nature of this place. So the first thing that happens is Connor needs to do research.
Okay.
I am not. There are some reasons for some certain reasons. I am actually not going to tell you guys ahead of time what you need.
Okay.
To hit. Just when in doubt, try to be as high as possible. Of course, but the benefits of how the hot tub works. You do restore stuff at a good rate. I think what we'll do. Let's roll everything as normal, and then if there need to be any additional rolls, you'll sort of be able to, you'll recover some stuff and get to make those. Yes, Connor.
I have a question.
Please.
So say I spend 2 power to predetermine 1 die to be something.
Absolutely.
And then I spend 3 to re-roll.
Mm-hmm.
Does that 2 on the predetermined one stay predetermined?
The predetermined one stays predetermined.
Okay, great.
You don't have to pay extra to keep it. Yes.
Great. Okay. In that case, I'm going to spend. So first, I'm going to spend 6. Wait. Let me make sure my math is mathing. I'm going to spend 6
to get 3 extra.
To get 3 extra.
All right.
And then I'm going to spend 2 to predetermine 1 to a 6.
To a 6. Ooh, the plot sixens.
Texans.
The plot does sex in here.
Well, I have a 6, and I'm rolling 6 more.
On your analyze.
I mean, it is a college game. It makes sense that everything we do winds up being.
Okay. So, Okay, this is fine. This is fine. So I rolled. So, addition to the 6, I rolled a 8, 6, 5, 4, 4, 4. So I'm actually going to spend 5 to change an 8 to a 4.
So you'll get a 4th degree success in 4.
Yes, and then 2
you have
6s. if it
secondary
matters.
success in 6.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I'm out of power.
8, 2nd in 6. And you're out of power.
Out of power.
Perfect. All right. So Doug, understanding what they've said and sort of the power being used to do this basically, or not Doug, Connor, understanding sort of what like Sister Mercy said, some of this maybe was happening like before you got to the hot tub. You have actually found like a short story set in the Bad Dragon. And so you are going through this and like in the hot tub while everybody's doing their respective stuff, you are copying out like great details about this location. Okay. It's like a real like tawdry like Mickey Spillane looking book, you know, like a dime store kind of thing. Your 2nd degree in 6 though in geometry because of size space, that will actually help potentially for some other stuff. But like the 8th being sort of philosophy, knowledge, secrets, and supposition.
No, it was 4. It was 4.
You had 4 in 4?
4 4s, yeah.
Oh, that's even better for music. So, 4 4s, 2 6s. Great.
Yes.
Callie.
It's just cherry pie on loot. Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, this is like a noir place, so I think it's called Night Train. It's just ba-dum 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 bow.
It's just like big band covers of hair metal songs.
Yeah. Callie,
Yeah.
I need you to do some analysis.
So I have 6 die. What was it? Just make it flat out 10. 5 points. 5.
Be 8 points.
If you have 6, it would be 8 points to have 10 total to max out.
Okay, 8 points. Oh, so that is 5 left over. That's what I was thinking.
You'd have 5 left over. So basically, if you're willing to spend everything on this right now, you can spend 8 to have 10, roll those, and then you can spend 5 to change 1.
Yep.
Cool.
And Callie is getting in the hot tub, but she is removing her shoes, her socks, and her sweater because, well, it is cashmere. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Don't put a cashmere sweater in the hot tub. That would be wild.
Okay.
Also, if anybody wanted to borrow a like 1930s era swimsuit, you certainly could from Course Court. If you want to borrow like a
What is that? Just like a fucking
yeah,
diving suit
like
equivalent?
a big canvas thing with stripes on it. Yeah.
No, come on. Okay. That's not as great as I would like. I mean, it's cool statistically, but not. All right.
It's cool statistically.
Yeah,
I got
full
2
strength.
7s, 2 2s, 2 3s, and 2 4s. But like,
Wow.
yeah.
That's interesting.
So I will
Do a
spend-
reroll.
Yeah, we'll spend the 5 to change 1.
Okay, so you can yeah, for sure. Okay.
Okay, so 3. So I have 3 threes. Yeah, I have 3 threes. Oops, 3 threes, 2 sevens, 2 twos, and 2 fours. If you just need me to pick one, I pick the 3 threes.
Of course. I mean, I'm assuming I shouldn't say of course, I suppose. Okay, so you are having a good, again, it's good breadth. You're getting a good sense of all of these things, but and you have some depth when it comes to sort of like some reasonable analyses of sort of like the nuts and bolts of how it would be built as you guys are focusing on this thing. Built, rather. How would be focusing. I'm going to go to Doug next. We're going to go Doug, then Nova, then Frankie. Doug, would you do a charm, but would you add your knowledge of romance?
I will.
Cool.
And then I will spend the 8 power to get me to 10.
Great.
Sorry, I should have rolled this earlier.
No, you're great. Although to that point, Nova, if you I guess everyone else could like sort of start in on theirs if they wanted to.
Yeah, I rolled.
Oh, Nova already rolled. How much did you spend, Nova?
I want to spend to change one of my dice.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Did
you spend any beforehand to add extra dice, or you just rolled?
No.
What you had?
Yeah,
Nice.
rolled what I had.
I got mine.
You got yours. What are we at?
I have 5 8s.
You have 5 8s?
I had 4, and then I used the last 5 power.
Nice.
Change 1.
You got a 5th? Okay.
And 2 1s.
Maybe you should have gone for
Wait, you have 5 8s
Yeah.
and 2 1s?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled them in 3s. So my last 3 was all 8s. The 3 before that was 2 8s and a 1.
All right, so basically, here's the sequence of events here. Connor does an extremely good job of like researching this and telling you guys about it and discussing the bad dragon and kind of like really like, getting to the essence of not only what it is and how it looks, but what it represents. Callie then does a great job of she does like a good job of kind of like analyzing this, but her analysis is not all over the place. She's just coming at it from different angles. She's giving you like a wide thing, but there hasn't been this like breakthrough. Doug, did you hear what Doug just did, KJ?
No, I was getting chips.
Kevin rolled 5. He did change 1.
4 8s and then change 1.
Change 1. So he has 5 8s and 2 1s.
Nice.
So preposterous.
Doug's all about the philosophy of the bad dragon.
Doug is talking about, so basically, as you heard all this, Doug suddenly like starts like channeling, like how one would like.
He did come here to learn today. This makes sense.
He starts like channeling how one would charm and like saying all of these like just very weird like comments, and like Trovadora is kind of like kicking you like the kinds of songs, and Doug is like fully inhabiting this place. A fifth degree success is amazing. So you guys are really getting this. So Nova, what did you get for your what was Nova gonna do? Oh, Nova's gonna do detective
At 5.
Yeah, so what did you get for detective vibe?
Because I'm gonna spend.
And you're gonna spend 5 to change 1?
Yeah, I have 3 4s.
After you spend or before you spend?
No, after I spend.
After you spend, we got 3 4s. Okay, great. All right. So Nova, you kind of like Doug is sort of helping you really understand the energy of this place. He's inhabiting it, and guys, it's weird. Like it's the kind of thing where like people might be turned on by what Doug's doing, but it's more just like, what is happening? Like, who is? It's like what does he do? Like,
Doug's found his purpose.
who is he channeling here? This is insane. And La Trovadora is nodding, and Sister Mercy just like looks off the balcony in like that windswept sort of way and just goes, "I wish that Rawlings would speak this way to me." But okay, so you guys are actually in pretty darn good shape here. You have a 4th, a 3rd, a 5th, and a 5th is, oh boy, you have a lot of successive ones. So For you, Frankie, you've heard all of this. Doug blew you away. Nova has explained the vibe in a good way. And I guess with it being 4s, that's also music. Music is like one of the best things you guys can be getting for this, so those 4s have been helpful. It is your turn to roll. Are you spending stuff beforehand to get extra dice? That whistled when I blew through it.
I did. I've had too much time to think about it.
Okay.
But yes, I'm gonna do the Cali way.
So you're going 8. So you're going to spend 8 because you have 6. You're spending 8 to get all the way to the top, and you still have it left over to do 1. All right. So
Yes.
go ahead and compose.
Also, I'm wearing my my fishing waders that I have for my internship at the Cranberry Bog, so I can be dry after this. Okay.
Oh, girl.
I really want to know if Frankie's hobby involved, like, she goes fishing a lot, or if she just had a very different idea of what college would be like when she packed.
Little column A, little column B.
Wow. So you're spending your 5 to do that.
Yes.
Great. Okay. The
Or-
secondaries are helpful. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Are they helpful?
The secondaries are actually helpful for its. So you guys are. With Frankie doing this. Frankie has rolled 4 2s, and then she's rolled 2 4s, 2
Nice.
6s, and 2 8s.
Oh.
I feel like you should get extra points for them all.
Yahtzee.
Even. Yeah.
Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've used all of yours.
Yes.
I don't know that anybody's used all of theirs yet.
All their power?
No,
Oh.
all their dice. All your dice were used as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Used all my I got 0.
No, but
Put
Callie,
everything into this.
But Callie, you had 3, 2, 2, and 2. No, I'm sorry,
Oh,
not
I
power.
thought
It's
you
literally
said
your
all
dice.
were involved.
All the
Oh,
dice
no, yeah, I
you
had
rolled
one
are in
left.
pairs.
I had
is the
one.
idea. Yeah,
One
okay.
that didn't get
You had
paired
one
up.
unmatched. Okay.
One single, one loner.
One lone die. Okay, so
big.
great stuff. Okay, so you guys have done this, and also, you have all. I think did everybody spend all their power?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over the course of this process, with you, assuming that you spent some of the power at the beginning of this, you may all gain 4 power back.
Nice.
Boys.
You think that power is coming to you at a rate of about like 6 per minute. Is your suspicion? So the time you've been doing this, you also are feeling though like the possibility of summoning. However, we did
Did you
say
mean 6 minutes for power, or?
I do mean every 6 minutes you get 1 power back. Yes. What did I say? 6 power per
6
minute.
per minute. I was like, I'll take
Yeah.
6 per minute.
That's
Yeah, just
Yeah,
power
right?
through this
We've
thing.
been
which
in
means
there for
That's
45
yeah,
seconds.
which means you've been there for 45 seconds. So as you guys are doing this, however, one thing you are all noticing is that your connection to that summoning inspiration is a little muted here because you are not in Hampstead Hall. It is a little harder for you to feel it. So even though you're doing a great job of putting it together, there is this kind of like last ditch sort of like, oh, how do we push this forward? So at this time, to push it past the edge, given that I'm gonna lower it by, we had 1. All of our secondary successes were only 2nd degree. We didn't have any 3rd degree seconds, but we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 secondary successes. That's great. So the difficulty is not going to be too high to this, but it is going to require all of you to do one last push. You have a choice here. You can use any of your top line skills that you want. Coordination makes a little less sense, but I guess you're in a hot tub, so whatever. The point is, you are all going to make one last roll using just the numbers at the top. So these are smaller values. You can pick which one. It can be your will, it can be your vitality, it can be your physicality, whatever you want to choose.
Intellect is highest for me at 4.
You can choose which kind of, you're putting whatever it is that's like your key thing, and you all have 4 power. I think Nova, you probably have more power because you didn't spend all of yours. You probably have, You have 12 power now because you only spent 5, so you're at 12. So Nova, you have extra for this part if you'd like. All right, everyone. Make one roll.
Do I still get my +2?
On this, you do not, because this is not about this is not about the romance. It's not about the specific thing you're doing. This is you guys trying to. It's going to be weird for me to say will it through, or vitality, or just physical. It's just trying to push things through with some unique essence of yourself.
But we can use the 4 power to do.
You can
what
use
we
the
want.
power that you've gotten back over the course of it.
On these secondary successes that we had, are we holding on to those and trying to add to those ones specifically?
No, you are not. This is a completely new role. What those secondary successes have done, though, is because there were 8 of them across the thing. That has lowered the threshold for how hard this is considerably.
Okay.
Because you guys were generally successful in other ways. You had like a good broad foundation, but at the end, we do all have to push forward. So.
For those of us that basically have only 4 power, what can we do? Like, if 5 is to re-roll 1 die, is there anything?
4
we can
power
even
could
do?
buy you 2 extras, or you could
Or you
save
can-
it and
To
re-roll.
reroll. Or you
we
can predetermine
You can
one.
predetermine one and buy one.
You could
I'm
predetermine-
gonna
You could also
buy 2 extra.
You could also roll them all, keep one, and re-roll the rest. That kind of shenanigans. Yeah. So you're gonna buy
I'm
2
gonna
extra.
buy 2 extra.
Sure.
Same.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
get it.
same.
Nova, you have a lot more flexibility here since you have 12 instead of 4. You're gonna buy 2. Makes sense. All right. So everybody
3
I'm gonna
2s.
Add an extra dice.
add an extra die to that. Great. 3 2s for Callie.
3 2s and 2 1s.
3 2s and 2 1s on 5 dice. Everything matched. That's great.
On 6 die.
Oh, is your intellect 4?
Yeah.
Jeez.
What? Like it's hard?
Well, in this hot tub, it always. Anyway, so
You know, the heat stimulates blood flow.
all right. So a 3 from Callie. Great. That's a big deal. Okay. Connor, what do you got?
I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna buy one and set one, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm setting to. So I'll just need a second.
Understood.
I got 2 2s and 2 4s.
All right. Excellent. So basically, Callie, as you do this, you feel this like as your brain, you're just kind of like trying to, as you feel that you're further, as you guys are getting to that point where you're at the point of summoning, you're like, no, we can do this, and you focus down, you drill down. Doug, you
We
said
bear
listen,
down.
We're drilling.
bear down for midterms. Bear down. Doug, do you and you're using physicality, I assume?
I did physicality and then bought 2.
So Doug is just like flexing in the tub as like water sloshing. Callie's like, Callie, you're in like Roscoe
Swimming.
mode from Provinia of like you're like you know. Nova, what did you have?
I have a pair of 8.
Pair of 3s?
8.
Pair of 8s. Awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, great. Perfect. Connor,
I'm using will, and I have 2 3s.
2 3s in will. Okay.
Oh, well,
You have 3
3 2s, 1 1 and 1 3.
with 3 2. So you guys got 2 triples of this. All right. So, and that was will for you as well.
No, it's vitality.
Oh, vitality. Oh, fancy. Actually, wait. Did anybody use coordination? That would have been rad if you guys had all used a different one. Nope. I think Medina was the coordinated one. I don't know if it is. Okay, well, close to it. Everything but probably will got used twice, otherwise coordination. That's amazing. Okay, so with that, you guys keep focusing. And focusing and focusing. The hot tub water sloshing about. And in this moment, and La Trovadora is like playing her guitar as this is happening. You hear this distant, rapturous, and let's just say it, horny applause. And you guys, as the water sort of shifts and La Trovadora kind of looks around and says,
Is the horny applause coming from the location or from the people that are here?
the horny applause you think is something you like heard like through space and time from the location that you
okay.
just summoned. Yes. I did it again. I quit. I quit my life. With that, thank you so much.
We did it.
You guys did it. Would you like to go check out the Bad Dragon?
Hell yeah, we would.
Doug's already sprinting.
Dragon
Yes,
Malo.
but I guess Callie's probably going to be like wringing out her skirt. and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. As you guys are sort of getting out of the hot tub, after a little bit time passes, you go to the front doors of Course Court, only to discover that on the elevator, once inside, there is a new button. It says Bad Dragon, and even though this button is just now formed, it is way smudgier and stickier than any of the others.
Hell yeah.
That's upsetting.
Um,
I was fine with the smudgy. I have a
Well,
problem with the sticky.
I think it's reasonable to. You guys hit the button, head that way, and step into. We won't role play through everything, but basically you find yourself in this like kind of like dark, very sort of like bohemian, entryway. You step through, velvet on the walls, but it's all kind of tawdry. There definitely is a certain scent of shame in here, but also excitement. You step through, you find there's this huge, big like salon sort of chamber in the front, a mirrored wall, a huge bar, very well stocked. There are a couple of like private performance rooms off to one side. There is a main theater ahead of you. There's a lot of odd stains and burn marks all over it. You also notice, and I'm now actually forgetting what it's called. There is there's like a VIP room upstairs. I think it's called the Dragon's Nest, or the hatchery or something. It's basically there's a bunch of dragon eggs in it.
Like actual?
Yeah, like if
dragon
you put your hand towards it, they seem kind of warm.
So they can hatch?
I don't know. But as you guys sort of look through that, there's definitely a sense, and like La Trovadora is here. Sister Mercy kind of looked out and said, "Yes, this is the place. I'm taking it. I'm getting out of here. I'm going. Bye." But as you guys sort of walk through, you're getting a certain sense, and La Trovadora says, "Interesting. I feel like if I were to stay here, I would get a little bit more. I might get some benefits from it." We'll find out about that once we post it, but suffice it to say, characters who you base here rather than Course Court have some different abilities.
Do we have to base them, or can they just know what feels right?
You guys typically will base them, but I will just place people just for the ease of whatever here and there. So I will give you the full details of this tomorrow, how many creatures it can do. Spoiler alert, performers and sexy characters get benefits here. So there you go.
Cool.
I mean, we know
Allie.
that if we ever get the Soldier of Fortune, he will be spending a lot of time here.
He will.
He's
Allie
probably
is
already spent a
bringing
lot of time there.
A giant hand sanitizer dispenser to just park in the elevator.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Just a stand. Because, oh my god, it's sticky already.
What would happen if Duchess used that? She just melt
Hand
away.
sanitizer?
Yeah, would it just like melt her paint?
No, it can't be that. It's not just regular ink, it's magical ink.
Excellent point. That's true.
Ugh.
That hand sanitizer stuff. Well, on that note, everybody, I think that as you guys return, it does appear that you have been given the suggestion that gathering more of these locations, you'll begin to see how they fit together. And by doing that, that makes your spellcasters think that they will be able to maybe link these places, even more quickly and use them as launching off points for other places based around your elevator. So we will probably be having a location-based thing where locations resolve at a faster rate. I think based on what we heard, we probably won't start in on a looking for publishers yet, but that will be in the future. Unless everyone hates that idea and wants to go straight to publishers. Dan hates it, I can tell. He's in sad boy face, which
Bad boy.
is somehow shockingly popular on TikTok. I'm a sad will boy. Sad will boy.
So I'm very grateful that I'm not on that side of TikTok.
Yeah, I know, it's rough. Well, guys, great work tonight. You got a legendary locale called the Bad Dragon, so it's now going to be all over the place. If you like what we do here, please follow our channel or subscribe if you're able. We have other games. We have there is no game. We don't have Grey in the Dark this week. But we have Blood from a Stone this Friday. It's going to be a big one. We were off last week just to make sure everyone was there for this climactic thing as Alvin Theodore makes some big choices. And then on Sunday, we're back with Here Be Dragons. And then a week from today, we are back with Lost Lore Academia. So it's going to be awesome. We look forward to seeing everybody there. That's all for tonight. Anybody have any parting thoughts or shots?
Well, I'd like to just say thank you to Berninger for gifting 5 community subs.
Oh,
today.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Subruary is almost over, but you know what? March
That
is
thing?
Subruary, but Suburch is coming up. So yeah,
Suburch is coming up. Yeah.
Sub-
guys.
Subch.
As
I guess
Julius,
subs.
Subch.
as Julius Caesar famously said, "Beware the subs of March."
Yeah.
Saying don't.
I'll be streaming on Twitch at some point throughout this week. I don't know when. I still haven't planned it out.
He just does it whenever.
I just kind of do it whatever, but I will post about it in Discord. Last time I finally got Golden Sun to work. So this time we're gonna see if the emulator I'm using was able to successfully save Golden Sun and see if we can load that back up.
Another key question.
Yeah, it's gonna be the next key question. Otherwise, I also was playing some Magic the Gathering, so I have a draft deck that I still need to use. So it's we drafted a fun Selesnya Toxic deck. We got a Venerated Raw Priest in there, so it might it was after you left, Felt. That was the last thing I did. I didn't play it at all.
Just drafted
but,
it. Very cool.
It was very cool, yeah.
Man, well, fun times. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. This has been great. Anybody else want to plug anything or say anything? I feel like I don't ask people that enough, but for the most part, everyone's just like, we're just here. All right, thank you. Until next time, class dismissed.